Welcome to this video on seed vigor, maturation and protection. This video is part of a series on different aspects of organic seed quality and produced in the frame of the European Life Seeding Project. My name is Steven Groot. I'm a seed biologist and have worked for almost 40 years at Wageningen University and research on seed biology and seed technology. At present, I provide training and consultancy on these topics in the frame of the International Seed Academy. I'm also Vice Chair of the Seed Storage Committee from the International Seed Testing Association. Modules 12 and 13 concern seed quality, with videos on 4 topics. In this video, I present on seed vigor and protection mechanisms imposed during seed maturation. In the other 3 videos, I will present on seed harvesting, drying and storage. To guarantee farmers that the seeds they buy have a minimal quality to provide potential yield, it is in most countries obliged that commercial seeds are certified to have such a minimal quality. This certificate is also needed for international transport of seeds to avoid spread of pathogens. The certification is performed by official labs, most often using specific tests according to the rules from the International Seed Testing Association. These rules describe, for instance, how seeds have to be sampled and how to test the maximum germination capacity of a seed lot. It is important to realize that germination is tested under ideal conditions of moisture, temperature and light, but that in the field such conditions are most often not optimal. The official figure for germination indicates, therefore, the maximum germination potential under ideal conditions of moisture, temperature, oxygen and light. During seed harvesting, treatments, storage and when sown in the field, the seed and the resulting seedling may experience various types of stresses. The tolerance of the seeds and seedlings to these stresses is called vigor. It is influenced by its history of production, seed size, harvesting conditions and seed treatments. Seeds with a high vigor are more tolerant to biotic and abiotic stresses and give rise to a healthy, well-growing seedling. Seeds of low vigor, on the contrary, will have great difficulties coping with stress. This may result in slow or even lack of seedling emergence in the field. One of the reasons for poor seed vigor can be a too early harvest before the seeds have finished its maturation program. In this video, I will explain this in more detail. This diagram shows the general increase in seed dry weight during seed development. During seed filling, dry matter increases by accumulation of nutrition for the seedling. This concerns oil, carbohydrates, starch and storage proteins. At a certain moment the seed is filled and its maximum dry weight is reached. Agronomists define this stage as physiological maturity. After this point, the vascular connection between the mother plant and the seed is lost and the accumulation of storage proteins, oils and starch ends. When it concerns crop production, the yield will not further increase, although the seeds may still be rather moist. The seed moisture content already declines during seed filling, but it declines stronger after this stage of physiological maturity. When it concerns seed vigor, the next phase is very important. During this phase, known as late maturation, the seed prepares for survival after shedding by developing protective mechanisms. This concerns production of antioxidants, protective proteins, condensation of the DNA, and degradation of the chlorophyll. For obtaining high quality as crop starting material, this last phase is really of utmost importance. This late maturation phase can be compared to an analogy as the production and sales of valuable equipment like a washing machine. At the end of the assembly line in the factory, all components have been added to the machine. It is operational and ready for use. However, it is not transported in this state. Before transport, it is wrapped in layers of polystyrene and cardboard or plastic film to protect it from shocks. The same applies to seeds. They can germinate as soon as they reach physiological maturity, but it is not until the end of the late maturation phase that they reach their maximum protection against various hazards. In the dry seed, there is not enough water to repair damage induced during harvesting or storage. The protection is essential to limit the induction of damage. These protective proteins induced during the late seed maturation phase are called late embryogenesis abundant proteins. These proteins aid in protection against, for instance, desiccation and heat. These late embryogenesis abundant proteins play, for instance, a role in condensation of the DNA, which will likely make the DNA less vulnerable during seed drying and storage. Most seeds contain high level of antioxidants, like vitamin E, to protect the membranes from oxidation. Phenolic antioxidants in the seed coat also aid against oxidative damage, because of the dark color they stain the seed coat. Most often, seeds contain chlorophyll during development. This figure shows a schematic representation of the decline in chlorophyll content during seed maturation. This chlorophyll molecule can induce the formation of reactive oxygen species when exposed to light. That is the reason why olive oil has to be stored in dark or green glass. Also with seeds, this chlorophyll molecule provides a risk for the induction of oxidative damage. And in a dry seed, such damage cannot be repaired. During seed filling, the chlorophyll aids in the production of sugars, but that is not longer needed after the completion of seed filling. Evolution has resulted in degradation of this molecule during the late maturation phase. In fact, the level of chlorophyll present in the seed is an indication of its maturity status. In the next video, I will tell more how this trait can be used to optimize the harvesting of seeds. At the end of this video, I will summarize the main messages. Seeds are part of a circle, from seeds to a mother plant, to seeds to seedlings that will grow to produce new seeds. Seed quality aspects, including germination capacity, seed vigor and its microbiome, are important for crop establishment and producing new seeds. Seed vigor is largely determined during the late seed maturation phase, during which various protection mechanisms are imposed that will aid the seedling in survival after being released from the mother plant. It is important to allow this late maturation process to occur before the seed is harvested. The protection mechanisms include the production of protective proteins, DNA condensation, and degradation of the chlorophyll molecules. In the next video, number 12.2, I will tell more on how to optimize the harvesting of seeds in order to achieve maximal seed vigor. Thank you very much for your attention. When you're interested, there are more related live seeding training videos available.